be live, and we was having some technical difficulties. But I am Zeke, the 5 foot freak. My co-host, Ms. Mina, that diva, is not with us tonight. She couldn't be able to make it, so I'm gonna try to hold it down for you all tonight. But before we get into the show, I'm gonna go ahead and get into my Zeke speaks, because we want to speed up some things since we had some little technical difficulties. But I want to, if y'all didn't listen to my morning radio show, I do a little morning radio show about for 30 minutes, almost to an hour. And I basically speak on some of the topics that's going on. But I was talking about the inauguration today and congratulating our new 46th president, as well as our new first African-American / Asian female vice president, Ms. Kamala Harris, and also the president, Mr. Joe Biden. But with that being said, there was a lot of things going on. We had people getting pardoned. It was 173 pardons, I think, but we had people getting pardoned. Some of them being like Lil Wayne. He got what is called combination or something like that. Kodak Black, Old Hollow or something like that. He was one of the first founders, along with Suge Knight with Death Row. He got pardoned, but a lot of his people that was backing him and allegedly lying for him did not get pardoned. So it's a lot of flack going on with that. And but with that being said, that's my Zeke Speaks. We're gonna take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're gonna have our special guest, Uncle Russ. He's also one of our hosts of the Upper Room. He has his own Upper Room show called Uncle Russ, the Round Table. We're going to have him to sit in on our show. And when we get back, we'll get right into that.
I'm riding down the street minding my own business, and I pass by Jaquay's Chicken and Waffles at 4312 St. Gore Street in Dickinson. And I see all these people walking around eating chicken with smiles on their face. I put down my window and ask somebody, why is everybody so happy? Brother gonna tell me, if you must know, brother, go inside and order a 10-piece dirty rice with a waffle on the side. So I go in and order me a 10-piece dirty rice with a waffle on the side and macaroni, and guess what? It made me happy. Man, that is the best chicken and waffles on this side of the Mississippi or the Beltway. Point is, go see my boy Shorty at 4312 at St. Gore, Dickinson, Texas, or call at 832-820-8560. Guaranteed to put a smile on that face.
Welcome to Maduro Cigar Lounge, location 2800 Marina Bay Drive in League City, Texas. As you can see, Maduro's is a very warm, fine establishment with cozy and warm chairs for relaxation. Back part of the cigar lounge. Welcome to Maduro Cigar Lounge, location 2800 Marina Bay Drive in League City, Texas. As you can see, Maduro's is a very warm, fine establishment with cozy and warm chairs for relaxation. Back part of the cigar lounge. Humidor with some fresh and fine cigars to your expense. Welcome to Maduro Cigar Lounge, location 2800 Marina Bay Drive in League City, Texas. As you can see, Maduro's is a very warm, fine establishment with cozy and warm chairs for relaxation. Back part of the cigar lounge. Humidor with some fresh and fine cigars to your expense. Maduro's also has a private cigar lounge, VIP status, cozy chairs, nice and warm. So whenever you're in League City, stop by Maduro's Cigar Lounge, 2800 Marina Bay Drive. They will be glad to see you. All right. I am Zeke, the 5 foot freak. And as I said before, our co-host is not in today, Miss Mina, that diva. She couldn't make it today, but I have a special guest on, Mr. Uncle Russ. Uncle Russ, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, buddy.
All right. Tonight's topic is, are you creating wealth for your family? And I know a lot of people try to figure out like how you can create wealth, things that you need to do to be able to create wealth. And it's a lot of different ways that you can create wealth. And now, like with myself, you always say, okay, can you put this money aside to be able to do this and that, and to still put money aside to generate wealth for the things that you're trying to achieve, whether you're trying to start a business, put your kids through school, buy a house, a car, whatever the case may be. And in researching this, because like Uncle Russ is real good with this, and y'all gonna love what he have to say. I tried to get him on live so you can see on visual, but we got him on Stationhead. And like wealth, it said it's basically wealth that is passed down from one generation to the next. You may also hear that this called family wealth or legacy wealth. If you are able to leave something behind for your children or your grandchildren, then you are contributing to the growth of generational wealth as well as in family wealth. So Uncle Russ, if you want to chime in on that, man, and give us your views and your thoughts on that, because I know you fit to hit them with something, man, that they probably haven't heard before.
Yeah, and what's going on, brother? It's good to be back on and be your guest again as well. But when you understand that your life is better lived beyond you and not just for you, it puts you in a better situation for all parties involved, if that makes sense. And so when it comes to leaving generational wealth, there's ways to do it, but most people, especially in our culture, spend more time at the mall or at the store or at the car lot than they necessarily need to, making sure that the next generation can step in life,
Now, let me ask you this, Uncle Russ. Okay, let's just say, first off, you ought to give them a little background about you, like what you did with finances. If y'all can see, I got it on. I posted. He got Road to Recovery. This guy done wrote numerous books.
Let me ask you this, Uncle Russ. Okay, let's just say.
Hold on. You got to turn.
Like what you did. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. Like I was saying, I want you to give them a little background on what you got, like from what you did from finances, insurance, what is it called, life insurance, death insurance. He has numerous books out. One of the books that's hitting the market right now is Road to Recovery. I got that posted up. If you just want to just give them a little insert of like what you got going on, what you have done, and what are you doing to help people as far as finances and stuff like that.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. Well, I've been, to give kind of background, of course, I'm born and raised in Galveston, came from a 2-parent home, or 1-parent income. and you know how that go, man. We make broke look good. But moved to Dallas and ended up getting into the financial service arena about a year and a half being here. And learned there's a lot of things that I didn't know and that we didn't know as people. Life insurance, investing, debt elimination, credit restoration, and things of that nature. And so I spent the last 20 years and actually still am in the business now of helping people in the area of finances, life insurance, investments, debt management, credit restoration, and things of that nature. And it is amazing to me the things that we don't know. We know about boats and houses and shoes and clothes and things of that nature, but we don't know if they fail to realize that immediately $200 to $300 a month set aside on a monthly basis put you in position where not only can you live your life now, but at the same time you can leave a life that your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren can say, "Dang, I'm glad I'm a part of the Brown family, the Russell family, the Jones family, things of that nature." And it don't take a whole lot. The problem is we just don't have the knowledge that it takes in order to do so.
Okay, now Uncle Russ, let me ask you this. Now you were saying, and I know you're just throwing out a number. You were saying put 200 aside a month, but let's just say I'm that individual that I can't afford to put $200 aside a month. What would be a beneficial amount to be able to put aside and still can help you achieve the things that you're trying to achieve? So let's just say if I can't afford the $200 a month, could $20 a month put aside help?
Better than nothing. You dollars if it's $30, if it's $50, better than nothing. But here's the thing though, fam. If we really budget in the money that we spending, we got it. We just in a different direction. We crap that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Right. So
and so it don't take a.
Go ahead.
So it really don't take a whole lot. Take a little bit of being committed to what you do to make sure you can outlive you. Now, here's the thing. Not only, but see, here's the problem. We got to make sure that we live beyond us. And as a culture, making sure that we got our douce and our drink and we kicking it and we balling on the weekend and fail to realize the week is over. We back to the struggle. You and everybody you connected to.
So instead of getting that dose and that St. Ives and going to the club or going out to eat, that's every bit about $80 right there. And we just put 40 of that aside, we can start benefiting, put things together to achieve the goal of building self-wealth for ourselves as well as for our family and whatever goal that we're trying to achieve.
Exactly. But here's the thing, though. What a lot of people don't realize, brother, is that it don't take a whole lot. It just take a being committed. And so with economy doing what is necessary to doing, business going in the direction that it's going, is really no reason for you not to be able to put $100 to $200 aside to make sure that the generation coming behind you can make it as well. You know, and I mean, like $40, $50 a month, $60. Be honest with you, $60 a month will give you a policy, and you take the other $50 to $75 and put it in an investment for you. The policy is if you don't make it, the investment it is if you do.
And saying that, and that's another thing, like how you say putting it aside and investing. Like now, I invested in stocks. I said this on one of the show, and I'm not putting a lot of the money into the stocks, but I think I'd invested in like to eight or nine different stocks myself as well as my wife. Now my wife, she's more into it than me. Like she put her investment every month, and I'm here and there with it or whatever the case may be. But if you are a person that don't know anything about stocks, who do you go to for that information? Because now if I'm putting $60 aside a month, I don't have $60 to go pay a legal consultant just for some advice in being in and invested in stocks.
But here's the thing though. See, the 60 is not going to the insurance agent. I mean, the $60 is buying you $200,000 worth of money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you're not spending 60, you gaining 200,000. About how you, and on the investment side, if you're putting $50 a month away on a 20 to 30 year period, and I don't have I have a system in place, but I don't have it up right now. You know, on $40, $50, $100 a month, $120 a month, you can put the next generation ahead. And we messed that off. We all know that. Whether it's on clothes, whether it's on drink, whatever the case may be. So it ain't that you're not making enough money. You're not doing what you need to do with the money that you're making and the time that you have in order to make the kind of money. And so if that one job, now my personal opinion, if one job ain't getting it, the answer ain't two. You know what I mean?
But let me ask you, Uncle Russ, why would you say if one job ain't getting it, the answer is not two? Because in our generation, we all know sometimes we need two incomes to try to be able to make it off the life that we are living or the lifestyle we live in. And not necessarily that I'm trying to live like the Joneses, but you got to pay rent, or you got to pay a mortgage, or you got to pay a car note because you got to be able to get to work. Some people don't have the money to just be able to buy a cash car. And then if you buy a cash car, you're dealing with the problems that come behind it. So now you're investing more money into that car.
Now, here's the thing. Did you do your homework on what you needed with the car? Because see, you can buy a vehicle and it take care of you, not have to spend the extra money that is required. You know, I see a lot of people talk about high end, depending upon where you are financially. High end could be 50, 60,000. Some people 100, 150,000. But there's things in place that'll help you take care of whatever breakdown, whether it's the tire or the end, whatever the case may be. And so sometimes you don't pay for it up front. You end up paying for it over a long haul because you're trying to save 50 cents.
Okay, now one of our viewers through YouTube, Mr. Murph, you know, he's family to us all. And this is not the legend. This is the legend's father. But anyway, he say build your wealth through real estate. Buying expensive cars is not building wealth. Waiting for the NFL or the NBA to draft you is not building wealth. Now, my response to that, what if you don't have the income or the money to invest in real estate? Or what if your credit is not good enough to be able to go get a loan to buy some property that you can use, that you own, to be able to rent out to somebody or to build something on, or whatever the case may be, where it may be a store, a little outlet mall, or whatever the case may be?
Well, here's the thing. You say, what if your money or your credit is not right? That means you need to take the time to get your money and your credit right. And so, and the trip part about it is you don't need money. What you need is other people, OPM, other people money. And so, and see the power of OPM never go dead.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so what you do is you get yourself in alignment where you're looking right on paper and get your credit right. So now, as you move forward, you in position to go and buy that extra that you need in order to do what you want to do. Real estate is, I'm a firm believer, real estate and financial services is the best two directions you can get into.
Okay, now you say the OPM, but what if you one of those cats or females that you always borrow money but you late paying it back, or you borrow money, you don't give it back, and now your options ran out, so you can't go to other people for the money? Well,
when I say other people money, I'm talking about banks and institutions. I ain't talking about Pookie and Wilhelmina. See, we mess it up with Pookie and Wilhelmina and wonder why banking institutions won't trust us. Well, right. If you ain't doing right with the money around the people that's on your level, you surely ain't finna go to our level and get a snowball chance. And so it's about discipline, and that's why I said on the front side about making sure that you get the tip, tools, and strategies and understand from a spiritual standpoint what you need to do to get yourself in alignment in order to make yourself look right on paper so people can trust you with OPM, other people money.
All right, now let me ask you this, because I got some pointers that I wanted to hit you with. One of the points I have, how can I build wealth for my family? And some of the things that I researched and I found, it would say invest in the stock market, which we just talked about. The stock market can be a great way to build wealth over a long period of time. Invest in real estate, which Mr. Murphy just said the same thing. Build a business to pass down. And, you know, we just kind of hit on that, because if you don't have the finances to build a business, how can you build that business to pass down? Take advantage of life insurance. Now, that's kind of questionable to me. What they mean, take advantage? You want to kill somebody to get the life insurance, or hope somebody die? Invest in your child's education, which I think is a great point, because if you do that, you know, we all want our kids to be successful, and then hopefully when we ailing or getting old, that they have the finances to be able to take care of us instead of us putting us in a home. And teach your children about personal finance.
Yeah. Well, every last one of them is a part of the plan. Every last one of them is a part of the plan. But understanding business, see, here's the thing: life is designed to take care of you if you don't make it. Everything else is designed to take care of you if you do.
Okay, but I thought with the life insurance, that's if you pass away or if your significant other pass away, your wife or whatever the case may be.
But see, that what most folk don't understand is everybody that's wealthy has life insurance, whether it's to take care of estate planning, probate, or whatever the case may be. See, we have to re-educate ourselves. When we was taught about life insurance, it was only designed to get enough just in case we die, so that we don't have to pass the hat or kill no chickens in order to bury you. But see, life insurance was designed to cushion you for the money that you don't make. And so, say for instance, you're able to get 1.5 million, you get $500,000. I'm a firm believer that you need at least $500,000 worth of life insurance. That'll put you in position to build it until you get it. Now, here's the thing. See, life insurance was not designed to be for your whole life. It was only designed just in case life was to be taken out. If your loved one lost his life or whatever the case may be, you have that money in place to take care of the basic necessities of putting them away, as well as life going forward after they die. But so enough life insurance in place in order to make sure you're covered while you're building everything else. You're building generational wealth, whether through your business, through investments, the stock market, the education of your children coming behind you, or whatever the case may be. And so life insurance was not designed to be for your whole life. It was only designed for if in the event that your life was taken out prematurely. But once you got enough life insurance in place, the rest of your time need to be spending building the money that the life insurance will replace if your life get taken out in that time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so once you got the life insurance in place, now the rest of it need to be, what businesses am I putting in place? What really am I putting in place? And how am I educating my children to make sure by time insurance is in question, they don't need it, or they just need a little bit to put me away, or what the case may be. So everything, you got to realize, everything is with a plan. I think it was the Bible said in reference to said it is and wow, it slipped my memory right now, but it speaks in reference to I know the plans that I have for you, said the Lord, plans of peace and not calamity, to offer you a future and a hope. Which means if the God of the universe does a plan to put in motion everything he got, who are we to think we're going to operate in it without one? And so it's all about your planning. And that's why it's important to sit down with a financial advisor or a person with a level of expertise and knowledge that you need to show you how to plan, how to put the life insurance in place, how to put the investments in place, and then what other businesses or property or whatever the case may be you're going to put to the plate in order to make the whole thing solidified, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, now I want to read this, and we got our classmate, Mr. KB, Mr. Kerry Bell, and he said the first investment you should make is in yourself, which I really agree on that, and I'm pretty sure you do too. Educate yourself on multitude of options available to build wealth. And I think a lot of times, all right, we all know where we from. We can't speak for everybody else, but if you don't know the multitude or the options to go to seek to be able to help you with building wealth, as well as have the money to seek that advice from a financial advisor, where do you go and who do you speak to? And my thing with that is, like, I didn't grow up in a family that a lot of people have money. So I didn't know, I couldn't go to a family member and say, okay, how you invest this money or how you invest this money. And then if I had a family member that came into some money, 9 times out of 10, within 10 or 15 years of time, they didn't have the money that they once had, because they probably made bad investments with traveling, like you were saying earlier, buying clothes, cars, or whatever the case may be. And then KB said, secondly, company investment plans are the first investments you should invest in, because it allows you to mitigate taxes. Now, a lot of people don't even know about taxes, or they don't even know about how to mitigate or what mitigate taxes is. So that'll be another situation that a lot of people that look like us probably run into. And then he said, which is the most important factor in building wealth?
Well, and see, but watch this. What he's talking about, and he's dead on. What he's talking about is having a plan. Having a plan in place entails your life insurance, the education of the those coming behind you, the businesses that you're going to put in place, the investments and things of that nature, putting a plan in place. Here's the thing, it don't take what people think in order to get on the other side of through, especially now, the way society is and the way the world is and everything that's put in place. Like right now, when we was coming up, wasn't nobody having these kind of conversations.
Nope, not at all. And then like you said, but like you saying, Uncle Russ, you got to have a plan. And I guarantee you the average Joe, they plan is, I want to have a business. I want to open up a store and I don't know, whatever. But I guarantee you within that plan, they don't have like investment. Go talk to a bank. Get, like you said, first off, get your credit right. And like KB said, you got to invest in yourself. A lot of times when people invest in themselves, they thinking about the Birkin bag or the car or the clothes, and then trying to go get this stuff when they should have put that self wealth into their business or have a business plan or seeking an advisor that can help them get all these things achieved.
Yeah, and see, that's why, and here's the thing, and it is what it is, but I'm gonna be truthful with you. That's why they need people like me.
I know that's right, bro. I know that's right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why they need people like me. Business ain't never personal. Is business. It ain't personal. And so when you sit down and understand, I just helped one of our, which I think she came out a couple of years behind us, but she reached out to me on social media, and she lives in Austin now. But I helped her put some insurance in place for her and for both of her boys. But if she didn't know me and didn't trust me, she wouldn't have been able to watch this though. But at the same time, she had to get rid of some ideologies and some process about what she knew in order to do so. And so that's why, and it's not just me, but there's people that are actually in place, position that that you can trust, that'll help you with your life insurance, help you with the investments, help you with like like one of my companies is an insurance and investment company, but also Omni Harmon is designed to teach you how to not only just handle your business, but handle your business. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I have a full program that helps you get on the other side of through if you pay attention to the tip, tools, and strategies. And here's the thing. We 48, 49 years old. I'll be 48 in February and a year older than me. And we're at the stage now where we're in the middle of the game. And here's the blessing. We got enough time to lead to those who coming behind us, our kids, our nieces and nephews and things of that nature better. But we still got enough time in order to make this thing right and enjoy it for ourselves as well.
Right.
It ain't about just living for yourself and not leaving nothing behind for those coming behind you. But it ain't about just living for those coming behind you and don't have nothing for yourself. You can have your cake and eat it too now. I
like that. All right. And
you can have your cake and eat it too.
And another point that I wanted to bring up is say, why is generational wealth important? And then the definition gives generational wealth represents assets passed down from one generation to the next. People who inherit generational wealth have a significant financial advantage over those who don't. And again, that's what I was saying earlier. If we don't have nobody that had financial wealth, and I know we went through this and I probably keep bringing it up, how do we create it? And then if you don't have no money to help you create that generational wealth, which I know you spoke on and KB said it too in this post, you can put $60 aside. And even though we may feel like that's a small amount and it's not taking us anywhere, but like you said in the beginning, it's a start. You got to start somewhere to be able to try to get a financial gain of the things that you're looking forward to get.
Well, I mean, and you said it begins with a choice. I have a program, a recipe of a winner, the 9 essential ingredients that's required for you to succeed.
Ingredients.
And the first one is Huh?
I say ingredients.
Yeah, the 9 ingredients that you need in order to win in life. And the first one is choice. You got to make a choice. You got to make a decision. You got to choose that you want more for your life and for what's coming behind you. You know what I mean? And so in these days, generational wealth, education, a lot of us are first generational graduates of college. A lot of us are first generational homeowners and things of that nature. So we can't pick and choose what we want that first generation to look like. And so it has to do with family.
Right.
And so everything I do, from wealth to education to business to life insurance, all that has to do with what's for the betterment of my family and what I'm looking to leave behind.
I like that. Another point I have, what is wealth creation? And what I got out of it, it says wealth refers to your basket of assets. So I guess you got to have a basket. You got to have a starting point, like you said earlier, to be able to create the wealth. You got to have a basket of assets, cash, land, property, gold, shares, and bonds. Now, what that is, like I said before, a lot of people that look like us, they probably don't, for one, have the cash or the amount of cash that they feel that they probably need to be able to start. They probably don't have any land because, you know, they never gave us our 40 acres and a mule. Don't have any property. And the gold that they talking about, you know, is probably like the blocks of gold. And we ain't talking about gold chains, or they probably don't have bonds. And I ain't talking about bonding somebody out.
But the true part about it is everything you just said is going in the direction of somebody else's pocket. The cash we use, we spending it in the direction it ain't coming. The land we use, we borrowing it and we ain't loaning it. The resources that we have ain't bringing nothing back to us. The property and the gold, the property we leasing and the gold we wearing around our neck.
Right. And then it says that, you know, a lot of us don't know how to invest, so we are not investors. So it says for investors, wealth is created by buying or investing in assets with an expectation that the price will move higher. But then that goes again, like with stocks. You know, the 8 or 9 stocks that I'd invest in, I didn't know anything about. I didn't know if they was going to fluctuate, if they're going to go up or if they're going to go down, when to pull out, when to put more in. So it was basically, Google was my friend trying to learn about it or whatever the case may be. And I know I dropped the ball on that. I should have had called you on that. But, you know, it was just a chance I was taking with a small investment. Not a lot of money now, but with a small investment to see how it moves and then start trying to learn it myself to see where it can take me.
Right. Well, I'm a firm believer if you start in 3 areas. That the life insurance is to cover you in the event that you don't make it. But then your investment and your real estate is where it's next.
And it's crazy.
If you take those 4, say it again.
Go ahead. I was gonna let you finish.
Yeah, the life insurance is to protect you in the event that you don't make it. But then your investments, your real estate, and your other means of income. That if you go back to the Bible, I think it's Genesis chapter 2, it speaks in reference to the place that God put man. He had 4 streams of income. Now watch this. If you don't, let me say this. The Bible is a business book.
Oh, there you go.
It's a book of practical principles and practical applications that if you make applicable to your life, it heightens your chances of winning. And so what the Bible is a business book. And so it had 4 streams of income that was coming in to the Garden of Eden, the place that God placed man. And so what God was teaching us in this infinite wisdom is we shouldn't leave our life up to 1 stream of income.
I like that.
We shouldn't live our life to up 1. Once you got your 4 streams of income, which all feedback, watch this. Omni Harmonics, Bridge City Radio Work, the Ezekiel House Media Group, and my financial service company is the 4 streams of income that God has given me in order to have income into my family, to take care of my right now and my not yet. That makes sense? And so when you understand the 4 streams of income that are, now watch this, they're not individual income streams, they're all feeding one house. And so when you understand that way, now you're not living on, you can live life that you want to live, qualify for the life that you're supposed to live, and leave behind what you're supposed to.
All right. Say that again.
You qualify to live the life you want to live. You live the life you want to live and leave behind the life you're supposed to.
I like that, man.
Yeah. And so life is designed to live for you, but beyond you as well.
I want to read this from Father Murphy. He posted another post in our messenger, and basically what he said, and Kerry, he on it too, but basically said everyone has the ability to build wealth through real estate. And I agree and I disagree, because the thing is, it depends on the investment that you have to make, or if you're going to partner with somebody to go into the real estate, and then actually it's not yours, you sharing it with someone. And then you just need an imagination and a know-how, which I do agree, because if you're not imagining it, it ain't going to come to fruition if you ain't trying to put something in thought of what you can do or where you're going to take you to or what you're going to have. And then he said, when you're a young paying rent for an apartment, there's only things, hold on. If you're young and paying rent for an apartment, the only thing that some people can do, but at some point, we should not keep paying $1,500 to the other person to line his pocket, and you are not getting a return on your money. Like you said earlier, your investment. We renting and leasing, but we're not getting no financial gain out of it. And you look at it over the years, we probably didn't gave them 15, 20 grand when that could have been an investment into the home. And then he said, some people come into black neighborhoods, buy up all the real estate, and what they do, they start renting the same property back to us that we was renting from someone else. They are now reaping the benefits of what we sold them, which was our property in the first place, or we lost the property. Once you don't own anything anymore as a collective group of people, then we become their, he said something else, but they end up owning us, basically what he was saying.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you look at Genesis 1:28, it says that so I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord. Genesis 1:28. Let me pull it up. If I want to, because it's a message. It's the reason I'm pulling it up. The way I'm pulling it up, because God gave us what we need to be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and have dominion. But up in verse 26, he says, let me pull it up because I want to make sure I get it right.
Okay, while you looking for that, another one of our viewers, Mr. Office, said he's in the real estate game and got people and that family wealth. He say also there are ways to get into real estate without your own funds, and saying that's a thing that I think a lot of us need to research and be able to find out, because again, I'm saying that what if you don't have the money, but like, KB said, Mr. Murph and Tim said, and you said as well, that you can still get into the game and you ain't got to use your own money. You probably can go to them banks. But again, your credit gonna have to probably be right. You're gonna have to probably not to be owing anybody, because my thing is, before I invest in you and give you money, I got to make sure that you are right, that I can get money in return.
Yeah, and here's the thing. That's without a shadow of a doubt. That's true. But until you can do it on your own, what's stopping you from partnering with somebody to do it together?
Yeah, but you know how we are, man. A lot of us are selfish, because my thing is, everybody want everything to be their own. Like, I started it as mine. And then,
well,
go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, see, here's the thing, though. Oh, what you think and what you got you what you think.
Boy, you be having these sayings, boy.
You know what I mean? And so, and being able to partner with 2 or 3 people and putting a couple of thousand together, or a credit score together. Because once again, you might not come with the money. You might come with the credit score. You might not come with the credit score. You might come with a lawn care service. And so the plan is sitting down and finding out what's needed in order to get the house or the real estate and move in that direction. And as well, so watch this. So you might not have the money to put no money up, but you got the lawnmower.
Man,
so the landscape is gonna be taken care of.
Hey,
you got the plumbing taken care of.
Uncle Russ, it's crazy you said that, man, because we getting some good posts. KB just said it. KB just said, anyone that has a full-time job in a company with a 401k plan can build wealth. Grow the 401k to a point in which you can leverage the assets into another assets, which is key. Making more money without tax mitigation will only yield you more taxes versus wealth. And then Mr. Office said he is happy to talk about the game without borrowing the money from the banks. So, hey, we got people that's willing to help. And then my guy, Mr. Slick, Josh Wood, said the country and global economics grew on natural and renewable resources, agriculture, oil, air, wind, etc. It begins with education on science, technology, engineering, and math. God is the architect of academics. Boy, I tell you.
Look, let me tell you something. And if you, everybody from Kerry to Josh Wood to Mr. Murphy, everybody is in our neighborhood.
You ain't lying.
So tell me why we can't come together and pull this thing off, and generation of wealth come behind us. It was Genesis 1:26 says that and God said, let us make man in our image and after our likeness, according to give them dominion over the birds of the air, the cattle of the ground, and everything that creeps. Watch this. Our likeness in our image and according to our likeness. When you look at that situation, we're made in the image and likeness of God, which means the manifestation of the nation of God we are. And not only from that vantage point, but then watch this, it says, in the likeness. So not only we made in the image of him, but we also made in the likeness of him. So watch this. What's the imagination of God? He created everything we living in. What's the likeness of God? He's do everything that we able to do everything he's able to do. And if he created it all, and we're made in the image and likeness of him, that means we got it too.
Hey man, this is crazy that you done said all of that. And just from that statement, you know, you left out Mr. Office, but Mr. Office said, let's do it. He's ready for it. And then Mr. Wood said, group economics. Group, not individual, group.
Yes. Yes.
Man.
Yes, I do. And so it's just a matter of us putting a round table together and coming up with the tip tools and strategies required in order to make the thing happen. That's actually 12 institutions in order to sustain the community. And one of them is real estate. One of them is getting your life insurance and things in their place. So I can actually put the 12 require institutions in play, and we got enough people just from our own neighborhood, Mr. Murphy, Tim, and the likes, to pull it together to turn this thing around, bro.
Man. Hey, now, okay, I have another point. Now we're in 2021. How can we create wealth in 2021? And 5 strategies to grow your wealth this year. One of them was cut down on living costs. If you're serious about building wealth, the easiest way to find money to fund wealth building activities is by cutting down on your current living expenses. And that's what you said earlier in the show. We can't get the Zinfandel and all of that. We got to cut back. Sometimes you probably don't need that Louis Vuitton bag. You got to cut back. Sometimes you probably don't need that. I don't know what cars people driving now, that Benz, when you could just get you a Toyota or a Honda. And then it say make automatic investment contributions. Now, with the automatic investment contributions, I'm not too much familiar with that. Consider a side gig. But Mr. Rush, you said you don't need 2. How you said it? You don't need 2 to have 1 or something like that.
I said if one ain't getting it, the answer ain't 2.
Yeah, if one ain't getting it, the answer ain't 2. So it say consider a side gig. And then, as KB said, max out your 401k and matchings. See if they can match it. And then take advantage of every tax deduction. Now, that's another key. A lot of people don't know a lot of the advantages that they can take out of taxes. Whether you're using your mileage to work, or the clothes you buying for work, or the food you buying when you at work.
Watch this. See, what you don't understand is something that most folk don't know. Life is supposed to pay you to live it.
Say it again.
Let me say that again. What most folk don't know that wealthy folk do is life is supposed to pay you to live it. And see, and so it's not about me putting my efforts in place. It's about me putting my mind in place that's going to bring me the most. And that's not what's being taught.
But see, and that's the thing. We know it ain't being taught. It wasn't taught to us. A lot of us, whether it's through schooling or going from downfalls or being able to make it from, knowledge from somebody else. So a lot of times we as people don't know where to seek the education and advice from, because I'm not fit to go to Craig and he telling me, like with the pyramid schemes, you give me $50 and I can bring you 200 back. Well, I want to know how you getting the 200 back, how long it's going to take for me to get my money. Do I got to pay taxes on it and stuff like that? What if I don't get my money? What you going to say, because it was a bad investment?
Well, see, here's again, it's all about who you get your information from. Because like I said, it's 12 programs designed to help you build yourself as a community. And maybe we'll talk about these another time. But watch this, the answer ain't cutting back. It's putting yourself in position and partner with where you don't have to.
Yeah.
It's putting yourself in position and partnerships where you don't have to. Yeah, that's tax deduction. But 2 years ago, on the front cover of a magazine, it talked about 60 companies that didn't have to pay taxes.
Wow.
So yeah, we can go through tax deduction, or we can go through tax elimination, or we can minimize the amount of taxes we have to pay. Why? Because of the income that we bring in the family.
Hey, Uncle Russ, man, this information you give them, man, people have to pay for. I like that, man.
Exactly. I'm gonna give you my email address before we get off of here.
Yeah. Hey.
But hear me though, fam. There's 9. I have a program entitled 21 Characteristics of a Biblical Baller.
Of a biblical baller.
21 characteristics of a biblical baller. The first 12 deals with what you need to do for you. The next 9 deals with what you choose to do to build generational wealth for your family. And so as we move forward, between the 21 characteristics of a biblical baller, the 12 characteristic foundational things that's needed, build generational wealth, the information is there. It's just a matter of sitting down and we learn it like we need to. Like we have several people talking on here about real estate, tax deductions and things of that nature. But how do you maximize on it all? And information is out there and somebody's doing it. So if it's doing it, why can't we?
You ain't never lying. You see, hey, before we start the show, you see, I was trying to get wealthy. I went and played the lotto.
Well, watch this. Watch. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. I ain't knocking that. Some people are knocking, some people are, but who am I to minimize on how God has chosen to give it to me? Oh,
that's a good one now, brother.
So that ain't you ain't gonna hear on Sunday morning.
you ain't gonna hear that one on Sunday morning.
You ain't gonna hear that on Sunday. But watch this though. You ain't gonna hear it on Sunday morning, but they sure gonna be looking for their tithes on Monday.
Especially if I hit up.
Especially if you hit. You know what I mean? And so you got to be careful where you get your information and education from. And don't or don't put God in a box when he lives outside of it.
Yes, sir. All right, let me ask you this, Uncle Russ. Another one of my points. How can I get rich in 5 years? And before you answer that, this is what I came up with. Become financially educated. Find a wealthy mentor. Take control of your finances. Save with the intent to invest. Network with the rich and the wealthy. Multiply source of income. Learn faster. Take care of your health. Spread the wealth. Enjoy what you do. Believe in yourself. Now, before you answer, the 2 points that I have a problem with, I know we are wealthy by heart, and it ain't about being wealthy with money because it can be wealthy by life. But when it says find a wealthy mentor, a lot of people don't have rich friends, man. And then it say network with the rich and the wealthy. A lot of people I seen you talk to and who you be around, I'm not around them same type of people.
Now watch this. Change the people around you or change the people around you.
But the people that I'm around, they probably not bad people. They just probably don't have the money like some of the people that I wish I could be around.
Well, you got to ask yourself the question. Do you want it better than you want the people around you? Or you want the people around you better than you want it? Let me watch this.
Hey, man, I can't win with you, dude.
Here's the thing. You got to learn how to put people in compartments. I have 11 multi-million-dollar earners in my network, in my circle, actually friends of mine. Right?
Right.
But watch this. I got other people that I had a friend of mine come by today after she got off of work just to talk. But then I got other people that I got connections with that I might hang with or might go smoke a cigar with. I put people in the compartment they belong. I had to learn this the hard way. You don't get rid of nobody. What you do is you put them in compartments. Jesus had 12 disciples that followed him. 12 disciples that followed him. And out of the 12, every last one of them he had a different relationship with. But it was designed to teach us how to have the relationship with the people that we need. It's a whole nother level, man. It's a whole nother. And so in the 5 years, it can be done. I'm a firm believer in lay the foundation. Number 3 is solidified. Number 2, the last 2 years is to make sure that you cross T's and dot I's on everything to live out the life that you want to live the rest of it. So it can be done in 5. It can be done in 5. It's going to be hard, but it's doable. That means you have to cut off a lot of the riffraff and a lot of the stuff that ain't got nothing to do with what you're trying to plan. But on the other side of that 5 years, recognize that a lot of people that you cut off and a lot of people you added on ain't going to be the same.
Hey, I want to hit this before I go on to my next point that I want to, run across your head. Father Murphy said, back in the 60s, Galveston had more Black businesses and real estate owners than we have today. Why is that? What happened? Once the businesses and homes were sold, we stopped buying and going into businesses for ourselves. We started working for other people and living in apartments, and we became satisfied with that, which is true. We'll stop thinking in terms of opening business for ourselves anymore, but instead it was easier to start working for other people, easier for us to rent instead of owning a home. And while we were sleeping, all that time, others came in and picked up where we left off. Whoa, that's deep right there.
I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to have to do a round table with all these jokers, man, because the people that I'm looking at that's having conversation, Mr. Murph, Tim, and I hate to start calling out names and stuff like that, but he dead on it. Now watch this. When you don't own it, you're not in control of what happened to it.
So you don't have no say.
None whatsoever. And so it was a point in time that we moved forward. Now you got to understand, and if he's listening, Clarence Murphy, good God Almighty, which was Mr. Murphy's father, laid a foundation in place to make sure that he come out better. And then Mr. Murphy married Rose. I'm talking history. Married Rose, which was another mover in her own, from the nursing, from the daycare, and everything she was doing. That makes sense. And she came from a different stock. You know what I mean? And so what our boy Murph and the rest of them kids are doing is in the 3rd generation of a mindset that put all the stuff that we talking about in play.
Wow.
Yeah. And so it can be done. And we got people around us that did it. The question is, are we gonna do it?
Right. That's the question.
Because we got the, and watch this, Deontay Harris, which is my grandfather. Oscar Russell, which is my father. 2 different worlds, 2 different industries. My grandfather educated, my daddy did the street thing. But they both did their thing.
Boy, you crazy. Hey, Uncle Russ. Hey, time ain't holding up for us. Let me ask you this. I have 4 more points, man. How do we build wealth at any age? My first one was getting out and staying out of debt. Let's get one thing straight. The only good debt is paid off debt. The more money you send the banks in loan payments, the less money you have to save and invest in for your future.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Start the foundation. Your life insurance is one. Your investments is another. Real estate is a doozy. You can't, between real estate and investments, those are your best 2 that you're gonna get. But I got the other two. I wish I had time, but we'll have to do it another time. The 12 foundational things in place in order to build a community.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you the first 4. Real estate, health,
You gave me 2.
yeah, I gave you 2. And watch this. And there's so much going on through me right now. I'm trying to get out there. I'm going to give you any of them. And so real estate, health, I'm going to have to pull it up. But anyway, there's 12 foundational institutions required to sustain a community. And until we maximize and own those 12, stand a chance of getting it done.
All right, and look, and one of my second point was having a fully funded emergency fund. Now, man, my wife always have a stash. I don't be knowing about it. I be like, babe, we can't do this. And she be like, yeah, we doing it. And I be like, where this money coming from? So my uncles always say, oh, she gonna have a stash. She gonna have an emergency stash. And it says whether it's a job loss, a car wreck, or a broken leg, or sliding into a base at a company softball tournament, life is going to throw you a curveball someday. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but believe me, it's going to happen. So you need to have something set aside to be able to answer those questions and faults that you may run into.
Yeah, and watch this. That's what a good wife is for. A good woman is for. They always got that don't touch money.
What is called, Russ?
Don't touch money.
Hey, why we don't know about it though?
That's why we don't know about it.
Oh man,
I'm giving the game. It is what it is. It is what it is. But it's that don't touch money. That money. Don't touch money unless we need it.
Look,
and we ain't gonna know nothing about it.
Ain't gonna know nothing about it, man. Hey, my number 3 was investing 15% of your income into retirement, into your retirement. But what if you can't afford that 15%?
I think you can't. I think you can't afford not to.
Wow.
Here's the thing. The question ain't am I not making enough money? How can I make more? See, a lot of times what we end up doing is cutting back on the very thing of the life that God intended for us to have. And so my thing is not how can I cut back? The question should be how can I add more?
Wow.
And if a job will pay you a certain amount of money for 4 a week, watch this. Just imagine for 10 or 15 hours out of that week, you almost can double what the job is paying you. If you learn how to maximize on your gift.
All right. And then my number 4 was, Uncle Russ, paying off your home early. Now, for those that have their home, this was the keynotes I got off of that. They said, we always talk about the wealthy people and the rich, but a lot of people don't know. Speaking on millionaires, they found out that the average millionaire paid off their home in 10.2 years. So a lot of people that think when they rich, they just buy their home. They're not buying it. They ain't spending all their money on their home. They paying in increments as well. And then on 2/3 of them, 67% live in homes with paid off mortgages. That's not an accident. Imagine what you can do if you didn't have to worry about a mortgage payment every month. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. With a paid off for house, you could really build some momentum and accomplish your financial goals even faster. Who knows? You might even be able to retire early than you planned.
Wow. Well, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. You get 30, 40 years into a mortgage. You fail to realize you can pay it off in 10 or 15. So the mortgage is not your asset. The part of the house that you paid off is. And so if you miss 3 payments, to show you who owned the house.
Yeah, it ain't yours no more.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't yours no more. And so the quicker you can pay it off, the better you are. But watch this. How do you retire from a purpose? How do you retire from a plan? You don't. And so even if you're looking at retiring in 25 or 30 years, 40 years, yeah, it's doable. Yeah, it's possible. But you took care of you and you alone. What if you put something else in place in order to maximize? Now, I'm not saying not work for a job. I'm not saying not work a job. But do what you necessarily need to do until you find out what your life work is, and then spend your life doing your work. Spend your life doing your work.
Hey, well, Uncle Russ, man, we're about to close it up. I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. If there's any closing thoughts you want to give, I want you to go ahead and give out all your credentials again. Let them know about your books, your email address if they want to hit you up, your Facebook handle, your Stationhead handle if they want to hit you up on Stationhead. But Uncle Russ, and we said a guest, he's not really a special guest. He's a part of our podcast company. And again, he has his own show. And I was very delighted to have him on the show today, man. And I appreciate all his knowledge that you gave us. And hey, like Father Murph said, and like you said, we just all need to get together and put our minds together. And he also said, thank you for listening, young bloods.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Rodrich, RODERICH Russell, RUSSELL @gmail.com. If you email me your information, I can give you access to the book, and some of the other things that we got in place. I got a transition going on right now that I'm really excited about, and ready to just put this thing in the next level, man.
Hey, give me your email once more, and I put the link in that you had sent me in the messages so they can get that too, or they can get to the book information. But give me your email one more time.
Okay, RODERICH, middle initial 8, RUSSELL @gmail.com.
And then for our viewers that's on Facebook and YouTube, if you want to find him on Stationhead, you have to download the app. It's available for iPhone users as well as Android users. And his handle name is Rod Russ. That's RODRUSS 88. And again, he's a part of our podcast show, Uncle Russ, and he has his Russell's Round Table. You can follow him on there. And why don't you go ahead and tell him the name of your book, Russ?
The Road to Recovery, Back in Stride Again.
Road to Recovery.
10 things I had a stroke over a year or so ago. And it didn't happen to me, it happened for me. And so when it happened for me, there was 10 things that pulled out of it that God opened my eyes to see for me to live the rest of my life out from right now. And so the Road to Recovery, Back in Stride Again.
And that's good, man. And I'm glad you got out of that, man. And, I was praying for you with that. Had an opportunity to spend a lot of time with Russ when he was going through that stage. And it's crazy the way we was built and the way we was raised. Even though he was walking around with a cane and moving slow, it was never no self-pity. It was, man, come on. You need to come on, get up. And he would laugh at times, and I know he probably wanted to curse me out, but hey, that's how we move, man. We push one another. It don't matter if we feel like we down or if we feel like we on the top of the mountain, because sometimes you'll be brought down to be able to have your eyes open up to let you see that sometimes things that you have in life can be taken away from you. But hey, Russ, man, I really appreciate you being on the show. For those who missed the show or came in late, this will be uploaded on Stationhead where you'll be able to listen to it audio, and it'll be on YouTube sometime tomorrow where you can be able to go watch it if you want to watch it visual. And with that being said, I want to give a special shout out to Bench Bullying, Busy Bee Cab Stand, Eric Hunter, movie producer, O'Shea, Words of Bullets, Element 7 Salon, which is in League City, Texas, Portrait Photography, Jacquez Chicken and Waffles in Dickinson, Texas. Like the legend would say, the best chicken on this side of the Mississippi. Maduro Cigar and Lounge, Meek Smells That Sells. That's my wife Cynthiy's line. You see me posting her picture on throughout the break. If you're in the Cincy, please go follow her on Facebook. National Scouting Service, NBA Kennels, Picture Perfect Photography, Tom Monopoly, Personal Chef. If you're in the nutrition and diets, losing weight, he's the man to help you with meal prepping. Eugene B Productions. And is anybody you want to give? Oh, and G3.com. That's our play brother Mohandas Jones website. He's on Facebook, Mohandas Jones. He's doing some great things. He went and gave out some items to the homeless in Louisiana, and he's bringing that to Galveston, Texas, and going to be handed out to the homeless in that area as well. So stay tuned for that information, and we'll be having that posted on our social media platforms. Swan, is any shout outs you want to give, my brother?
To everybody that's listening and everybody that's on my heart, I love you. That's it.
Hey, man, we really appreciate it. Again, I am Zeke the 5-Foot Freak. This is Zeke Freaky Tales with my co-host who's not in the studio today. She couldn't make it today, Miss Mina, that diva. So please send your prayers out to her. She just had a past birthday, and happy birthday, happy belated birthday. We gave her shouts out as well. And that's our show, and we're out.